The iPhone SE is really old. When this design came out, I was making videos in my freshman year dorm at college saying stuff like this.
Could you imagine having a fanless MacBook Pro that gets like 20 hours of battery life that would still be faster than a quad-core i7? That would be amazing.
So yeah, times have changed, but the iPhone SE has not. And that begs the question, why would you buy this? Today's video is sponsored by ESR Gear and their new Air Armor Case, which is compatible with the new iPhone SE 3 as well as the iPhone SE 2 and iPhone 8. Air Armor offers military-grade drop protection with shock-absorbing air guard corners. There's also the Metal Kickstand Case, which offers a two-way stand for propping up your device in addition to superior drop protection, and the clear silicone case, which is just 1.2 millimeters thin but offers flexible polymer and air guard corners for serious drop protection. You can complement any of these cases with ESR tempered glass screen protectors that resist 11 pounds of force and even comes with a speaker shield to keep dust out. Check out the links in the description below if you're looking to protect your iPhone SE. My personal top pick is the Metal Kickstand, which allows two ways to watch content without having to hold your phone. And while you're down there, you can also enter ESR's giveaway of an iPad Air 5 as well as premium streaming services. So check that out, and now let's get back into the video. Oh hey, welcome. Yay, unboxing. This is probably the most boring unboxing ever in all of human history, but here it is. This is the iPhone SE. You've probably seen this already. In fact, you probably have seen this in 2017, realistically. But let's see. We got the new Starlight color here. Wow, looks like white. Very cool. So there we go. We have a cord. We have a box with some stuff in it. We have a phone. Let's take that off. Look at that. That's an unboxing. There's the new one. There's the old one. And there's one from 7 years ago. Camera's a little different. They moved the logo down. Back is glass instead of metal. But that's, you know, I mean, what more do you need to change in 8 years, right? It's a phone. Hello? Hello? Yep, that all works, you know. It's made out of metal and glass. It's not made out of brick. It's a good phone, right? It's thin, it's small, it's light, you got a 4.7-inch display. It's got all of the benefits of the iPhone 6 and 6S and 7 and 8 and iPhone SE from 2020. So there you go. It's good gosh. It's really hard to unironically review the iPhone SE 2022 because, I mean, this is not a tech enthusiast product, obviously. I mean, look at the thing. It's from 2017. In many ways, the iPhone SE is a lot like a 2007 Audi S6. The S6 was a fairly normal-looking mid-size luxury sedan with the engine from a Lamborghini in it. Ta-da! The iPhone SE. What happens when you put nitroglycerin in a Coke bottle? The iPhone SE. An LS-swapped Toyota Prius. The iPhone SE. Remember Harambe? The iPhone SE is basically just this, but shaped different and for a little bit less. And I find it a little interesting that we actually have a price increase this year. You're actually paying more for a design that's now 2 years older than when this iPhone SE came out. But to be honest, I mean, before we even get into the review, I think you just buy the old iPhone SE, right? It's an A13 in there. It's not exactly slow. You can get these things for like under $300 pretty easily. Why would you not just do that? Well, I guess let's find out, right? Let's give the iPhone SE 2022 a shot. Supposedly, it has better battery life, it's faster, it has 5G, it's got many features. So let's give it a run. Let's see. Should you buy the iPhone SE 2022? No, I don't think so. I gave it a shot. I really did. I really wanted to be able to sit down here and say, hey, this phone feels more modern, but it doesn't. It doesn't feel like a modernized version of the iPhone 8. It just feels like a more old-fashioned version of the iPhone 13. Because what makes an iPhone feel modern isn't, it's fast, it opens apps quickly. It's this screen. This is the big limiting factor. The battery life is the limiting factor, not how fast or how slow it feels. Realistically, the iPhone SE is not built for anyone who has an interest in tech or phones. I've made videos in the past talking about the Pixel 5a, for example, which is a similar price point but offers much more modern features and design that enthusiasts would be interested in. And while it's easy to compare the two because of their price point, Apple and Google are not targeting the same sort of buyers. Pixel 5a appeals to people looking for a good phone with good value. iPhone SE appeals to people that want a cheap iPhone. Is your uncle still on his iPhone 8 but doesn't want to get a new case or learn Face ID? iPhone SE. Does your company want you to have a work phone that they can deploy for 5 years and not have to worry about it being slow? iPhone SE. It's the relative company work phone, buy for your kid, grandmother wants a smartphone phone. And that's fine, but it doesn't make it a good phone. For $429, you could just about buy a refurbished iPhone 12 mini, also with 5G and 64 gigabytes of storage, also with a tiny and portable footprint, and also, let's be honest, with not super great battery life. Also, for this type of money, you can get an iPhone 11 Pro, which has fantastic battery life, triple cameras, the new design, and a pretty small and light footprint. I mean, take a look at this deck of alternatives here, most of which happen to be white, coincidentally. In pretty much any situation that I can imagine, I would not pick the iPhone SE 2022. If I wanted to buy the cheapest option, I would buy the previous iPhone SE and save $100 for the same exact phone, essentially. If I wanted the smallest and most modern option, I'd get a refurbished iPhone 12 mini and probably, let's be honest, have to carry around a battery bank. If I wanted something with good battery life, good speed, modern design, lots of cameras, and an affordable price point, I'd buy an 11 Pro. It's just very hard for me to envision a scenario where a modern person who has some interest in iPhones would actively go out and spend $430 on an iPhone SE. This phone exists for carrier programs where you open up a new family plan and they give you 4 of these things as part of the deal. This is for companies to give to their employees. This is for your relatives. This phone does serve a market, but if you're watching this video, I almost guarantee that you are not a part of that market. So the iPhone SE 2022, it is not a good phone, but that doesn't matter. They're going to sell a bajillion zillion of these because they're going to be bought by everyone who has a grandmother. They're going to be bought by the US government. US government agencies love the iPhone SE. They buy them like hotcakes for their employees. Just ask anyone who works for the government and they probably have one of these. Heck, even software companies that are developing apps and want to make sure that it'll still work for the many, many people that'll have this older iPhone design, they're going to buy these things for testing purposes. Like, there are a lot of people that are going to buy this phone, but they're not going to buy it because it's good. They're going to buy it because it's the cheapest new option. And that's just the role that the iPhone SE fills. I really hope that at some point in the future, Apple will update this with like the iPhone 11 or the iPhone XR body style. I think that would be really compelling to bring back. But for right now, that's a pipe dream, because it seems like that would be more of a budget enthusiast phone. Like, if you actually care about what your phone looks like, you might buy that. For right now, the iPhone SE, same old, same old. And for that reason, I wouldn't buy one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like down below. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.